Picture the scene. You're talking to a vegan and suddenly they compare animals to people.
I am offended.
Well, Joaquin Phoenix is wrong, obviously. How could they ever compare animals to people? It's just so offensive. What's this? It's an article comparing animals to humans written by farmers. Let's check it out. Those of us in the ranching profession clearly spend a lot of time around cows, but how much do we really know about them? You may be surprised to learn that cows are complex, intelligent creatures with more in common with us than we realize. Here are just a few of the ways cattle are like humans. What? How could they ever make that comparison, guys? Cattle have unique personalities. They can be shy or outgoing, aggressive or passive, or anywhere else on the personality spectrum. Some are risk-averse, while others are highly curious and love to investigate new things. Just like humans, cattle are strongly affected by external factors, and they can get angry or anxious in unfamiliar situations. But animals don't have personalities. That's just vegan propaganda. Even the people that are forcing these animals into slaughterhouses admit that they have complex and individual personalities and can feel joy and happiness and anxiety and sadness just like we do. Cattle are highly emotional and are motivated by clear rewards. They have well-developed cognitive abilities and demonstrate excitement when solving a particularly difficult problem. Cattle get depressed when isolated from others, stuck indoors for extended periods of time, or otherwise denied stimulating activity. The burgers people are shoving in their mouths daily were once the bodies of animals who got excited when they solved a complicated problem, and share the same frustrating feelings that we've had recently with these global lockdowns. The cows share the same emotions we feel when our freedom is limited. They get that same anxiety, that same depression. Let all of that sink in for a minute. Cattle have advanced communication systems. Researchers in Britain found that cows communicate with one another in a highly individualized manner, with a complex language consisting of several distinct calls and even unique names for one another. Herds of cattle are complex societies with clearly established hierarchies. Cattle can differentiate between 100 other individuals in a herd. Animals that display aggressive or bullying traits are ostracized, whereas leaders tend to be selected for their intelligence and capability. Arguably, the similarities between humans and cattle end here. Cows are better at managing their societies and picking leaders than humans. But to be fair, it wouldn't take much to beat the current global leadership, would it? All those pieces of cow flesh on the supermarket shelves came from someone who had a name. Not a name that a human gave them, a name that their friends and their families gave them. How fucked up is that? Within a larger group, cattle have complex social interactions and are capable of forming close relationships with others. Like humans, they tend to spend most of their time with a small, select group of friends and have been known to hold grudges against other animals. Cattle families stick together. Contrary to popular belief, cattle do not sleep standing up. Rather, they will naturally stay close to their relatives when bedding down, with sleeping arrangements determined by hierarchy within the family unit. This isn't vegan propaganda. This is an article written by farmers for farmers on a farming website. And they're telling you that cows have friends, hold grudges, and have hierarchies and complex family units just like we do. Cows have strong maternal instincts. Emotional bonds between a mother and calf form quickly. Research has shown that calves are strongly impacted by early separation from their mothers, becoming more prone to crying, experiencing weaning difficulties, and generally being more anxious. This bond goes both ways too. There's evidence to suggest that cows will travel miles to find their calves when lost. Separating calves from their mothers is a standard practice in the dairy industry. It's happening to millions of cows right now. Can you even begin to imagine the emotional pain they must go through? Cattle feel the loss of a close friend or family member strongly. Cows in mourning have been known to shed tears for their missing loved ones. When all of their family members and friends are sent to slaughterhouses, they'll be mourning them too. Then it'll be their turn to go. Similar to humans, cattle experience negative judgment bias. When a cow or steer is depressed or anxious, they are more likely to interpret ambiguous signs and situations as negative or threatening. This condition is frequently brought on by prolonged exposure to stressful, unpredictable environments. And what's a more stressful or unpredictable environment than being forced onto a truck, driven to a slaughterhouse, forced out of that truck into a building where they can hear the screams and begs of other animals fighting for their lives, where they can smell the blood from those other animals as it gushes out of them after they have their throats slit? Can you even begin to imagine the fear that an animal goes through when they reach that place? And here's the thing. You don't have to put them through that. Make today the last day you put animals through literal hell on earth. And go vegan. You'll find a link to a free vegan starter pack in the description of this video. What are you waiting for? Click that link and get started.